Welcome back. So let's continue our coverage of Winter Storm Elliott. As we discussed right before the break, the deadly storm wreaked havoc on Christmas travel plans for millions and millions of Americans. But one airline in particular saw the majority of the problems, Southwest Airlines. We're told they canceled another 2,600 flights on Tuesday. That was on top of, I don't even know what the number was over the weekend, probably a few thousand more. But was it Mother Nature? Well, maybe a smidge of it. But now we're learning, thanks to an outdated computer system, horrible scheduling of their employees and staff, and a slew of other issues non-related to Mother Nature, that's why if you tried to celebrate the holidays elsewhere by using Southwest, you ended up staying home or stranded at the airport. And you might have even lost your luggage. So get this. Families hoping to catch a Southwest flight after days and days of cancellations leading up to Christmas Eve, then Christmas Day, again, lost luggage, missed connections in different cities. Then they had to scrub even more flights yesterday and again today. While other airlines managed to try and get most of their flights back moving and off the ground after the weekend of chaos, Southwest is still, right now, probably as we speak, trying to figure out bookings, where people's luggage are, how to get people out of an airport that have been sleeping on the floor for the last day. Get this number, 85%, 85% of all Southwest scheduled flights had to be canceled. Okay? That's huge. 53% of all Tuesday's flight cancellations, according to FlightWare Tracker Service, were also Southwest. More than 91% of all canceled flights in the U.S. earlier from today, Southwest. So whether it was Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, the majority of the canceled flights, because the storm really moved out and was gone about Monday or Tuesday, were all from Southwest. Again, this was not Mother Nature. And if you had a flight on Southwest, you already know what I'm talking about. So I'm not telling you anything new. But a lot of folks went, wow, that's so horrible. I can't believe the storm did all that. Well, it didn't. The operational systems of Southwest have been uniquely affected, so much so that the federal government is now investigating what happened this past weekend and week. Wow. Now, because of all this debacle at Southwest, their ground crews, their pilots, they're upset. I mean, you're talking about by the end of this week, they're totaling from last week, right before Christmas, into Thursday, Friday of this week, they're saying maybe 10,000 flights in total. That's insane. A video that Southwest posted late last night from their CEO, Robert Jordan, says that Southwest would operate a reduced schedule for several days this week, but hopes to be back on track by sometime next week. Here's some of that video.
Cities where large numbers of scheduled flights simultaneously froze as record bitter cold brought challenges for all airlines. You know, our network is highly complex, and the operation of the airline counts on all the pieces, especially aircraft and crews, remaining in motion to where they're planned to go. With our large fleet of airplanes and flight crews out of position in dozens of locations, and after days of trying to operate as much of our full schedule across the busy holiday weekend, we reached a decision point to significantly reduce our flying to catch up.
You buying all that? I would like to send him a late Christmas present because I have a feeling he may need this. I'm going to send him a year's subscription to Indeed or jobs.com. Make a note of that, guys in the back. Let's send the president of Southwest a little gift. I think he'll need it. Now, our friends at OpenTheBooks.com have been diving a little deeper into the problem at Southwest. Let's call it what it is, a debacle. According to our pal Adam Andrzejewski, he's the boss over at Open the Books, Southwest Airlines received $7.2 billion in federal subsidies for payroll and operations since 2020. That's a lot of money, a lot of our tax money. However, as we just told you, the airline left tens of thousands of passengers stranded around the country on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and days after Christmas. So, get this. The auditors over at OpenTheBooks.com verified the federal aid using government disclosures, and they found a whole bunch more that's been going on over at Southwest. Again, Southwest, as you heard the president right there, blaming the failure, the crash, let's call it, yes, on a little bit of their internal system, but primarily the weather. So why haven't you upgraded? In September 2020, as part of a massive COVID relief package, Southwest got $3.3 billion from the federal government. In April 2021, as part of the American Rescue Plan, remember that one that Joe Biden pushed through? They got another $3.8 billion. Are you doing the math? 3338, keep going. This is insane. In total, the airline industry got $64 billion in cash and loans during COVID. So why in the Sam heck wouldn't Southwest upgrade their equipment, upgrade their scheduling, upgrade their planes? Joining us now to fill us in on more what they uncovered, the CEO and founder at OpenTheBooks.com, and the guy who wrote the article, my pal, Adam Andrzejewski. Adam, my producers tell me that your family actually experienced this firsthand. So this was not just looking from the outside in and reporting on what millions, well, thousands of people went through. You guys lived it this Christmas.
Yeah, we did. So we live in Illinois. Obviously, Illinois is the Super Bowl of corruption. But we had flights out of Midway Airport in Chicago for Miami. And we were really looking forward to this 5-day break. So we checked the app. The plane was on time. We went to the airport. We used curbside check-in to check our bags. We went to the gate. It was delayed 30 minutes. It was delayed 60 minutes. And when we were supposed to be boarding the plane, they actually canceled the flight. Here's the problem. Our bags. You couldn't get the bags. Southwest said the bags were going to actually go to Miami, even though we weren't going to Miami and we couldn't claim the bags that evening. We just spent a couple of hours at Midway Airport today, and they still haven't released our bags. They have our bags. Our vacation was canceled. Southwest is the Grinch that took the vacation from my Christmas vacation from my 3 teenage daughters.
But wait a minute. How the hell would the bag go to, okay. How is a bag going to Miami if you're not going to Miami? I thought the plane was canceled.
Well, we've tracked the bags now. 5 of them, I guess, never left Midway Airport.
Okay.
But 1 bag made it to Tampa, Florida. I have no idea how that happens. Look, this should not be happening. We paid taxpayers, U.S. taxpayers paid Southwest a lot of money. So we deserve a lot from the airline. And the airline is completely melted down.
Wow. Okay, wait, I'm going to ask more questions about Southwest, but I just got to throw something out there. You said 3 teenage daughters. I would assume your wife, that's 5 of you, and you only had 6 bags. How the hell did you manage that, Adam? That doesn't happen with 4 ladies. No.
Well, that's why people fly Southwest, right? You get 2 free bags that you get to check. And so, look, the girls, we told them, pack frugally, don't pack your entire closet, and they paid attention this time.
All right, back to Southwest. So they get billions of our dollars. They have an old system. Obviously, you uncovered that. The scheduling of their pilots and ground crew doesn't make much sense compared to how other airlines do it. And then you have the CEO, the boss man, come out and make that statement. Do you call BS on that? Was he kind of trying to, glaze over the real issue on what happened?
Well, look, our auditors at OpenTheBooks.com, we follow the money, and it's hard facts. And so here are just some of the things that we found. That at the end of 2020, obviously that was the pandemic year. Southwest had $14.3 billion that they disclosed on their balance sheet in cash assets. In the first quarter of 2021, they were the first airline that actually declared a profit on the quarter, $116 million. Okay. Again, the U.S. taxpayer, we found, put $7.2 billion of COVID subsidies to cover the payroll for this airline for 54,000 employees, and it's an average of $133,000 per employee that U.S. taxpayers funded. We made the investment in the people and leadership of Southwest, but now we know that the leadership at Southwest didn't make the necessary foundational infrastructure investments into the airline. And so today their IT systems, they malfunction, the airline melts down.
Yeah, because no one else, right, United, American, Frontier, no one else saw these numbers of not just delays, the cancellations I mean, you're talking by the end of the week, you have the number. What are we looking at by the end of the week? Because they're talking about they won't be back on track until next week. We're going to see more than 10,000 of their flights canceled or more.
Yeah, just yesterday, to put this in perspective, American Airlines canceled 12 flights and Southwest canceled 2,600 flights.
Okay. That's perspective. I would say, yeah, it's Desi and Lucy, and you got some explaining to do. If I were that CEO, I think I'd be stepping down right about now.
So think about this. In that first quarter of 2021, when Southwest declares $100 million profit in that quarter, the CEO on a company meeting said that they're through the worst of the pandemic and they're poised for growth. And so what did? They opened up additional markets, additional airports to fly into. For instance, they now fly into O'Hare in addition to Midway.
Right.
That was part of the growth expansion of Southwest. But they didn't make the necessary investments into the infrastructure
That's
to
right.
be able to fly their existing airports. And now that leads us to the catastrophe of the weather and the complete meltdown of their infrastructure and airline.
Sounds like his motto was do more with less, but they couldn't do more with less. Adam Andrzejewski, founder, CEO, OpenTheBooks.com. You know, if you're looking for another gig as a CEO, I have a feeling Southwest is going to need somebody real soon. Take care, Adam.
Thank you.